Okay, there you go.
Okay, welcome to the Long Game Podcast. It's supposed to be about my 5 pillars of what's important to me in my life. I wanted to talk about it, bring the best out of people, try to be the best version of yourself. It's supposed to be about physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and financial. But today is a special day. It's it's inaugural event. It's the first podcast here that we're recording. I have someone that is dear to my heart. He's a legend, local legend, not just Bakersfield, but Oildale. He adopted me to the Dale Dome in 2005, and I couldn't be more honored. We have so much to share, a lot of funny stories. Larry Cook, welcome.
Thank you, Miguel Aki. That's how I always called him, across the golf course was Mike, Miguel Aki. I'd always get him to turn his head.
Every time. Yeah. Loved it. Everyone just started calling me Miguel Aki.
That's it.
We also have a special guest.
I don't even know what it means.
We have the one and only flipping A, Scotty Labarre. Labarski. Yes, we were part of a legendary team. Legendary year at Bakersfield College. Kid Cook here was our coach, and we just got, we had to bring him along. I called all my buddies that were on a part of the team last night and just wanted to gather some stories. I was like, hey, I just called him. I was like, hey, Kid Cook, what's your favorite memory of Kid Cook? And they all said, oh, well, what's wrong? Is he okay? Is he all right? I'm like, yes, he's okay. But what's your favorite story? And everyone had a story. And Scotty says, no, I'm coming down. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be a part of this historic event. Yep. So here we go, Scotty Labarre.
Cheers, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So let's kick right in it, man. Larry Cook.
Man.
What's the most exciting part of your life right now? What's happening?
Oh, man. I got a non-issue. I just, my daughter, a month ago, Monday. So this Monday will be 5 weeks ago. She had identical twin girls. So first time being a grandpa, my only child. So unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what's
Laura's
going on.
Great. You did good with her.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. You guys all know my daughter.
Yep.
And, I also told them I had a gun, because they're all about the same age,
you
right?
Did a good
you guys
job
watch
protecting
it.
her
There
too.
You go. Yeah.
Man, so let's talk about, your golf adventure, how it all started. How did you get into golf?
Wow, that's a good question, because I was a wrestler and a baseball player. And, I'd sort of had enough of it. All of us guys, we'd start playing baseball when we were 6. And, by the time I got into high school, I was burnt, and I'm not working that hard. I never had to work that hard to play ball. And then wrestling, oh, my Lord. Cutting weight. I only weighed 100 pounds, and now I'm cutting weight. I'm trying to get big enough to date a girl. You know what I mean? What's going on here? So, the license came, and those things ended, and but I missed the competitiveness, and I played golf with my father and his friends, and I started playing a lot of golf, and it was pretty much after I had my license.
Man, I hear a lot of stories. I've worked in the oil fields, worked a lot of different industries, worked at Kern for 6 years, and everyone brings up Kid Cook and how you've always been the hilarious guy, but that was badass at golf. And, even I have a story about, you being so competitive. I was playing with Jeff Jordan from Total American, and we're playing in a scramble, and we brought up your name. He's like, oh, my gosh, that guy is the best. He was like a high authority manager at a petroleum refinery. And he said, Larry Cook, he was so competitive. Some guy said he was faster than him. So on his break, he said, I'm gonna race you. And you raced the guy on your break at a refinery.
The whole refinery came out because we got paid weekly. And so it was for a paycheck.
He put his paycheck on the line.
Yeah, because I saw the guys. So they would come out, they had the wheel that marked off yardage, and they'd mark off the race. All the young guys were racing. And I watched them. I go, I can take any one of those guys. And so, I started telling him, I got a paycheck. I'll race you. So we would wear those nomads. What are they called, Mike?
Nomad, FR, flame resistant.
Yeah. And so it was so hot in the refinery, we'd come in gym trunks, tube socks, and shoes we weren't going to wear because our boots were in our locker. And so I literally had a T-shirt, gym trunks, tube socks on with my topsiders and a ball cap, right? and I raced him in those, right? And I beat the guy.
You beat him, yes.
Yeah, I
Everyone
got his
said-
paycheck. And,
Everyone was shocked. The white boys out there
Yeah,
just
the
beating
whole-
everybody.
yeah, he was a black guy.
I didn't know that. That makes the story even better.
Yeah, because that was crazy.
But that's not how the legend started. How,
Oh,
how did
Lord.
you think it in your, I came a little later in the story. How'd the legend start?
Oh man. Well, I think I got out of competitive sports and needed my attention somehow. You know,
Yes.
so I got it. Any attention's attention, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, a little mischief, played a big part of it.
we know all about that.
We've heard
Okay,
stories,
no,
yeah.
easy, boys.
Oh no! At one point in my life, someone says, "Man, you're gonna grow up to be just like Larry Cook," and I was like, "Maybe I should turn right."
Yeah.
It was like NASCAR going left,
Tennis
200
is
miles
right
an hour.
there.
There's a
Yeah.
fork in the road.
There's
I
a
don't
fork
want
in
to
the
go
road.
right.
Yeah.
Easy.
Open the
Yeah.
pits up. Let me take a little.
I'm already exhausted just thinking about it. Yeah.
So I mean, I remember, we've had some really competitive, serious rounds and a lot of fun. But I remember you always telling me, trying to get me in the emotional state for really competitive golf, and you were in that state before, and you were telling people, giving people advice, and myself included, how to get comfortable, within the big show.
Lord.
I know.
Can we say that in here?
Yeah, well, no, well, yeah, I'm talking about golf still.
Okay, gotcha.
But I just wanted you to share that story. Maybe it could help some young up and comer golfer, try to get more comfortable. In
Well,
an
I said a
uncomfortable
lot of
position.
things, Mike, to get you guys pumped up. So, one of them was, got right down to it. It was a 4-letter word, and F them all.
That's right.
That
Yeah.
was it.
Act like you belong. I remember you saying, as soon as you get comfortable and you
that's
believe
right.
in yourself and belong, that's when you start
The
playing.
biggest thing for you guys, because you guys were all athletes prior to golf, is these guys are going to try to intimidate you. We're at fabulous country clubs and their members, and they're going to stick their nose up at you. And just remember that you would much rather have this in the parking lot
Yes.
than you would on the golf course. I go, you don't take anything you wouldn't take in the parking lot, and
yes.
so that was a big one. That was a big one to get the guys going, but pretty much just wet on all of them.
Well, yeah, you definitely helped us be fearless. I put you up against any coach in a wrestling match, a race, or a fight anytime.
Well,
and we'll put our paycheck on it.
There you go. There you go. Well, I wouldn't do too much of it these days. It would have to be a senior, over 60 crowd. And I could probably do pretty good. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell the story how we met and how it happened, and Scotty will break into his story. But I remember when I first got there, I just started playing golf, about a year and a half. And we played around with Jim Foss, I believe. And
you were working at Kern River.
Kern River, yes.
Sweeping the floor, I remember.
I believe I shot 75. It was a really good day for me. And you're like, come join the BC team. That's how it all started. Got signed up. My parents helped, fund it for me. So it was awesome. And then I got in there, and you were so fun when we were playing our practice round. And then we get up there, and you're in my face, as like a drill sergeant coach. And I didn't really get along with you right at first.
No one did.
And no one did. And then I just started to learn a respect from you because what you were preaching to us freaking worked.
That's right.
That's playing every single day.
That's right. Working your fanny off.
How to practice correctly. And you are the best coach I've ever had. And man, you are seriously like an unsung hero when it comes to a golf coach. And what you did at BC, I'll never forget. And I'm sure Scotty's the same way.
Well, I tried to make a living at this, right? And all I had was the guys that you played with, the good players in town, right? Until I went out and saw how hard the guys worked. They literally outworked the sun. I couldn't keep up. So here I was trying to catch this guy, and the guy's there at 6 a.m. and leaving when the sun goes down. How am I going to get extra time on him? So, you guys, here's our season, right? You guys, every day of practice counted. Every shot you hit with me counted. So, me being the math guy, I did a spreadsheet, and I kept track of it every night. And you guys, we'd have 80 days of practice for a season. It was the same every year. official days we could practice. And I think the least amount of rounds logged by the boys, by the men's team, was 83.
That's got to be a record.
So, well, no, 88 was some of you guys. When you went to state, you guys had more. Remember, we'd play 36 out at Sycamore and Wasco. The flatter courses get you ready for our competition because all our championships were 36 holes in one day. Right. And so you guys, at the end of the season, it was like clockwork after a while. You know, you started January the 15th every year. And by daylight savings time, you guys were studs.
Yes.
And first couple of weeks, you hated me. And then when the numbers started getting real good, I was your buddy. Because all of a sudden, I'm playing the best golf of my life.
Yes.
Right. And, you know, and it's just because you played every day on a different course every day.
It's absolutely true. It transfers over to my work experience now, my work ethic. You know, I learned how to practice after I played as well. I got better, you know, taking notes throughout the round and practicing afterwards. And now if I'm doing something like after this, I'll go critique it afterwards. You know, before it doesn't do you nothing. If you're not prepared before you tee up, you're not going to be ready at all.
That's right. Yeah. So you guys, you called it best, Mike, one day. You called it golf boot camp.
That's dead accurate.
Yes.
That's right.
You guys were young. You could take it. You know, I talked to a guy, his name is E.J. Pfister. He played for Oklahoma State. Now, that's a legendary golf program. And why in the world Oklahoma State? It was their coach. And their coach was twice as bad as me. And I asked him, he played for him. He played with Jeff Maggard and Scott Verplank. You know, these guys are, you know, world-class golfers. And they won it his junior year, won the national championship. His senior year, they didn't win it, but he won. He was low medalist. He was individual champion, E.J. Pfister. And he was Bud Ardell's friend up in Carson.
Oh, yeah.
And he coaches Kevin Tway now, but coaches a lot of, teaches a lot of players now. But anyway, I sit down, I go, hey, you know, you got to help me here a little bit because, you know, you came from this unbelievable program. And I go, you know, I just wonder if I'm pushing my players a little too much because they complain a lot, you know,
Right.
And golf is a tough game, and, you know, just getting, you know, boot camped with it is even tougher. He goes, you know, Larry, sit down. Right. And I sit down and he goes, you push them. And when you're tired of pushing them, push them some more. Man. I go, holy moly. Okay. He goes, you guys got the weekends going too? I go, they won't give us a place to play. The golf courses, you know, comped all of our golf, right?
Yeah.
We never had a home course. Remember, if you guys remember, we played. So what I did is I got Bakersfield Country Club to give us a round a week, and then Stockdale to give us a round a week, and Rio Bravo, and then we'd go light up Kern River. You guys remember that?
Absolutely.
And just beat that thing up, man.
Yes.
You guys were so
Rio Bravo, North Kern. We played a different course every week,
every day, and then Mondays we traveled
every day.
Yeah, every day. Yeah, every day. And so by not having, you know, I was bummed we didn't have a home track, you know, but it actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise because you guys had to play a different course every day and you had to add them up because I was keeping track.
Man, some legendary times.
Yeah.
Scotty, what's your story about beating Kid Cook?
Oh, man. Well, you know, like we were saying earlier, I got to play 2 years with them, but they were spread out. So my first year was, you know, his kind of rookie year. He was brand new and we had a good team, but we weren't focused. We were partying and we just didn't take it very serious. And then I take a couple years off and I come back and I don't know if you guys remember, but we had like 20 some odd guys starting the season.
Yeah.
Right.
And we make it all the way to state and make it to the playoffs. How many guys do we have on the team going into the playoffs?
Right.
6.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And how many can you take to a tournament? 6.
That's right.
Yes.
So you talk about golf boot camp, everybody just bailed.
Right.
You know, nobody wanted to take it serious. And, and, you know, you had some attitudes that kind of conflicted with stuff. And it's like, hey man, if you're not a team player, if you're not in it with all of us, then you got to go.
Right. I mean,
100%.
what'd you sign up for?
Yeah,
This is, trust me, the football team shows up at 6 a.m. every morning,
Yes.
then goes to school, then comes back and works out. I mean,
Two-a-days.
yeah. I mean, that trophy's the same trophy you win in golf or in football.
Right.
It's the same trophy. It just says golf or football. Right. And so, Scotty was, had played golf. His family played golf. His dad's a good golfer. I think his dad won the senior Kern County championship one year.
Mike Labarre,
If I'm
great
right
guy.
about that, right?
I don't know.
I think he did.
Yeah, I mean,
he
been
did.
playing golf. He was a baseball player like you, Mikey,
Right.
but
Yes.
he played golf because his parents played golf.
But Scotty was formidable when he came to me, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And
Played high school. Yeah,
like Mike, Mikey here, his first competitive tournament, I think, was with me.
It was first, yes.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
was.
at BC. Danny Hoff was the same way.
Right.
He
He's a
went on
quarterback for
right,
BC, yeah.
right, and he went on to Division II, Stanislaus,
Yep.
Right.
and took his team to the first ever national championship.
Yes.
cool.
Championships,
Mhm.
Nick
So
Vallejo,
good
same
stuff.
way.
Same way. Vallejo was the same way. Ball player, quarterback.
We grew up same grade, everything.
Yeah, you guys played on the same team together
Yes.
in baseball. Yeah.
I was working at Kern River, and he was gardening with his dad. His dad owned a landscaping business, and I started working there, and you get all the free food, drinks,
Yeah.
free golf, free
Yep.
practice.
Oh, yeah.
And he called me, and me and my dad are getting into it, man. I was like, dude, come check this out over here. It's like everyone's on vacation. They're waving at you. Everyone gets to smoke weed. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So that's how I got him. And next day we got hooked, and look
Yeah.
how he turned out pretty good.
Yeah. He's caddying today for Matt Picanzo, who also played golf for me.
Yeah, Spico bombs it. Yeah, this is called Long Game Podcast, but that's on a different level right
Well,
there.
that's all right. It's all long.
Yeah.
To the average guy, you guys are all long.
Right?
Yeah, especially as 63-year-olds.
Oh, Scotty bombs it too.
Yeah, he does.
Scotty's known for the H Jizzles. He had Henry Griffith.
Old school.
The whole set was H
Custom.
Jizzles.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
Scotty, he played for BC 2 years and then went on to Masters College, right?
Yep.
Right.
And then
Played-
Larry's a big part in that too. He kind of knew kind of my background, and school was not my forte. And
Ditto.
So he said, "Hey, I know, kind of a private school route is probably a perfect avenue for you.
Right.
They can kind of bend the rules a little bit with credits and
Right.
everything." And we had a kid from
NAIA.
Yep. And there was a kid from Taft that played there.
Right.
And they actually had a really good program.
Right.
I kind of got there in a transition year where they were kind of changing things, but they made it to nationals
That's
for like
right.
6 years in a row.
Right.
So-
you were part of that.
I wasn't, unfortunately.
Oh, you weren't?
Because they were in that transition period.
Okay. I thought you were. Yeah.
But it had a pedigree going into
Right,
it. So
absolutely.
it was a really good fit for me.
Met your wife there.
Yeah, through a friend. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Right on.
it was a game changer.
Yeah.
So the big thing for me is, and Mikey, you know this because we played so many different sports and have been on so many different teams.
Right.
I tell people this all the time. The best team I've ever played on, the most fun I had on a team
Absolutely.
was my second year at BC playing golf.
There was something special, man.
It was something special, man. And to start with 20 some odd guys, end with 6, make it to state. The BC Golf hadn't made it to state since Kid Cook's team back in the 80s.
What year
Right.
was that?
70, 79,
Okay,
80.
so
yeah.
No,
80.
excuse me. 78, 70, 79.
Yeah.
Imagine
So the
that.
78,
70s.
79.
So, and I'll never forget. So we have an end of season party, and it's in Cookie's backyard in
yes.
Oildale.
Yes.
And we reminisce, we talk about the year, the stories, and how much fun it was to just compete and be there for each other,
Right.
root each other on.
Right.
I mean, like to say we're a family. I mean,
Right.
we literally were that
we
whole
all
year.
still stay in touch.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
we were
it's-
all single. We had nothing to do except party and play golf.
Right.
Yep. And
Right.
it's-
Well, that's right. Well,
And
you guys,
we all had jobs, I believe, during
Right.
the time too.
Yep.
Part-time jobs.
what's funny is what the CJ Pfister told me also is I go, man, that sounded like a brutal time, because this coach, if it was good weather, he would cancel the rounds and make you practice. And then when the bad weather came, because they get a lot in Oklahoma, he would cancel practice and make you play.
That's
Right.
crazy.
He was just brutal, right? And I go, man. He goes, oh man, we just hated that guy. He goes, but you know what, Larry? If I could do it again, I'd sign up. I'd sign up right now.
Yes.
I could do it again. It's
Man.
almost touching to me because, I would too.
Yeah.
I wish we could do all that. You know, what's funny about you guys is, when we first start, getting you all together, because, Bakersfield Country Club would give us 12 o'clock. So if you showed up at 12:15, you're screwing us all.
Mhm.
Right.
And so, man, I was laying down the law and tuck that in and straighten that hat. And where's your collar, your collared shirt, and by the end of the season, I had to do none of that. You guys were eager to be there.
Mhm.
Everybody was early. Everybody's rolling putts. The heck, you guys were waiting on me,
Right.
and so what a development.
Man, I tell you, it's just transferred into my life. Like, even when I go play, which is I'm a weekend warrior now. I play Fridays and little skins games, but I'm breaking 80. It's still just ingrained in my blood that I'm going to do whatever it takes. I remember, couple of rounds we partied, we stayed up till 3 in the morning. We got to tee up at 7.
Yeah, you guys are young.
And I start off with the shakes, and I start off triple, double. And guess what? I still found a way to break 80.
You got to break 80, boys. That was the thing.
And if we had no bogey rounds, it was steak dinner.
Steak dinners,
classic.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you could break the course record with a bogey, and I'd shake your hand.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you no bogey rounds, in a game of misses, you didn't miss today.
Right.
In a game of mistakes, you didn't score a mistake. Hey, that's steak dinners, boys.
Man, yeah, I want to just talk about that team and just how everyone was a leader in some way. And that's something you really don't find on teams. But we all, it was me, Justin Pitts,
Mhm.
Kyle Neal, Scotty Labarre, Nick Vallejo, Nate Hamblin, Chris Baden.
Right?
That's right.
Yes, the
Baden.
Mud Man.
Yep. From Vegas.
Yeah.
And
And Hamlin from Ridgecrest.
Ridgecrest.
yeah,
Yep.
Nate Hamlin.
Of all things, a hockey player from
Yep.
Ridgecrest.
Lefty,
Exactly.
southpaw.
Where does that? Oh, yeah.
One of the best
and
ball
I think,
strikers.
Yeah, that's
He
what I was
had a
going to
great
say. He
swing.
might have been the best ball striker
Yeah.
on the team,
Yes.
and he could barely make the team.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we used to have our round, but we had a couple guys that would start earlier, and then some would stay later. The
Yeah.
lights would shut off.
Yeah,
We
right.
still have the lights, it started getting dark. The lights would come on, and a couple guys would stick around. And at first it was 1 or 2 guys. The next, it was the whole team competing
Right.
until 9 p.m.
Yeah, at River Lake. So to explain that, we would raise a little money, and I would pay River Lakes to have unlimited, the golf team. I'd give them a list of you guys' names, and you guys had unlimited use of the driving range and the facility, right? The practice facility. And so, in the winter, the lights went off at 9. But, once again, this was a spring sport. So the lights at a certain time of the year, maybe daylight savings, I don't quite
Yep.
know.
Yeah, it was all
They
year
went
round,
on
really.
they went off at 10.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys could be out there at 10. So the whole squad, it was you knew somebody was out there,
Yep.
right? You could just drive by, didn't even have to call, hey, let's go meet up. You guys were
Yeah.
already there.
Well, we're competing against
Yes,
each other.
that's right.
But then
Absolutely.
we had each other's back when tournament time
Oh,
came.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
You did not want to miss that bus.
yeah. To
Well-
make it to the state, to explain to the folks, Southern California is so dense, they'd only take 4 teams from Southern California and 4 teams from Northern California, and that would make up the state. So the battle was at the Southern Cals. I mean, you had to battle, right? And, we took out Saddleback, who
Yeah.
has their own driving range,
Mm-hmm.
own lights on it,
Mhm.
and they had a 10-year run or a big long run of making
Yeah.
it to the state,
hmm
and we took them out.
Man, I gotta
Right.
tell you. So my first year, I went to state as an individual, just me and you.
Yeah,
And BC we weren't very good. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And we worked
we
hard.
weren't deep. We weren't deep.
We just had a couple of really good guys and guys with a lot of potential that are good golfers now. But we went as an individual. I could not believe how good I was, and I just I don't even know how it was. But
That's
it's,
remarkable, Mike.
Yeah.
You
isn't
didn't know
it
that.
really? It's crazy.
Well, yeah, but
First
we made a
competitive
change.
year of golf, he
Yeah.
makes it to state.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
Well,
as
he
an
worked
individual.
his
Yeah.
fanny off, and Mike had this. Scotty, Mike had this unbelievable clubhead speed.
Yeah.
And he
Yep.
still does.
Yep,
It's like
absolutely.
a freak. It's a guy
Mhm.
throwing 100 miles an hour.
Yep.
Blessed with it, right? And a big, strong guy and just supple. as he
Yeah.
could be, right?
Yep.
Make this big show. It still does.
Yes,
Make
he
this
does.
huge turn.
Yeah.
Gumby.
Yeah.
Gumby on steroids, man.
Yep.
He got back arm. Gumby with back arm. Anyway, he hit this big high. I mean, you could hear it spinning in the air.
Mhm.
And it just, and I'd outdrive him,
Right.
and he goes, man, what am I doing wrong, coach? And I go, well, he's not hitting it, right on the tit is what I would call it. Right.
Yeah.
And we got to get that fixed. You're hitting it with glancing blows. So, we strengthened up his grip
Yeah.
and got him, matter of fact, Mike turned into sort of a low ball hitter. He had to bring it back to a neutral grip.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, that club was shut at the top.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he could hit it sky high when but it wouldn't cut. It would turn over. And
Yeah.
that changed his life.
Yeah. I started hitting some bombs.
Bomb. I mean, and
But I knew how to chip and putt because I was spraying it all over the
yeah.
map.
Well, but
Yeah.
but you were a good putter, crosshand putter.
Yes.
And his wedges, he would sweep his wedges off the ground just naturally. So,
Well, at that time, I didn't really know how to lose yet.
Yeah,
And
right.
I learned how to lose later.
Yeah.
I learned that it's
Well,
possible.
fearless.
Like this isn't
Right.
this isn't a
Right.
fight,
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say that that experience of that team, the competition didn't know what hit them the next year when we showed up.
That's right.
They were like, oh, they weren't taking us serious.
right.
But we knew we picked up Justin Pitts, who shot 57 at Kern River.
Mhm.
Right.
He shot 59 at North Kern, I believe 60. He had like 8 course records. The kid's a freaking unbelievable
He
talent.
could get hot.
Yeah.
And then we have Kyle Neal that either shoots 82 or 65.
Yeah.
And then
He's still a
he had
good player. He's a
hole-in-one
better
that
player
year.
now than he was then. Kyle
Vallejo
is.
Yeah, Vallejo's steady. Scotty's shooting under par. I mean,
Yeah,
we
steady.
had some talent, unknown talent going into the field there, and tell the story about that. guys.
Well, Scotty, at the Southern Cows, which is once again a battlefield. I put Scotty out. Justin was our low stroke average
Yep.
for the
Mhm.
year, but I put. He'd struggle sometimes on the tough golf courses out front, and I go, hey, I'm just going to move you back into the pack. I think I played him third, right? And I put Scotty Labarre out
Mhm.
first. And
Yep.
so I'm almost positive he thinks it might have been he doesn't remember. I remember it. I had to jog your memory a little bit because I drove up on him because we played a shotgun, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so all the schools teed up on different tee boxes, and I knew they were done, and I knew we were close because Nate Hamlin had played well.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember
And
that.
our fifth and sixth men, and Scotty, how'd you do? And he was adding them up. 71, coach.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That was like the best round. I couldn't remember a more needed and solid round of golf.
Yes.
That's one of my highlight rounds right there.
Man, I don't remember Scotty ever shooting really high. I think you're
he
always
he
around
was
par,
tough, man. One of
Yeah.
the toughest competitors we had was
Yeah.
Did we?
Scotty
So we
Labarre.
didn't win. We didn't win.
No,
that,
we didn't win it.
But we just had to finish in a
Fourth,
certain
top in the top
we had
four.
the top 4. Okay.
Right. That's what goes to state.
Yep.
And that's all we cared about, right?
But
A
we
win
won-
was top 4.
We
We
won
won
Lost
the- we-
Canyons. Where was
yeah,
that?
but
at?
no, that was at Santa Maria
Santa
Country
Maria-
Club.
Santa
But
Maria
we
Country
won
Club.
to get to the conference.
Right.
We won the week prior.
I got the trophy.
Yep, and that was at
we,
Lost Canyons.
Right.
That's
and I
it,
think we
right.
waxed people.
I think
we
we
wasn't-
waxed them.
Yeah, it wasn't even
We
close.
waxed
Well, just
yeah.
so you guys know, I mean, nobody expected us to do this.
No.
No,
you know?
right,
So
right.
It
Well,
was
we had it there, but you guys would play your solid rounds, but our fifth and sixth, the team, College of the Canyons, Santa Barbara,
Yeah.
they were deep.
They were deep, man.
So sometimes that season, College of the Canyons, sixth player would be low medalist.
Mhm.
right.
Would be the low guy in the tournament. 71. I'm just trying to get my guy to shoot 82.
Yep.
Yes.
Our final guys. And so that was what was so tough. We would be competitive, and those fifth and sixth players would come in and and just wax us. So I knew they were playing well. And we got all 6 scores. We played 6 and counted 5 scores.
Mhm.
And we started adding them up at the end. And, I think, as far as I know, we're the only 2 teams, the team I played on, which we won the state championship, and that team are the only 2 teams I know of for all of BC golf that ever went to the state.
History.
You know, and we're still the only ones that won it. My group
Right.
that consisted of Dave Bolar, guy still in the golf business.
Dave Bolar's underneath that tree giving lessons. That's
That's
Scotty's
right.
uncle, right?
Yes,
That's
it is.
right.
Yep.
Yes, love
Joe
that guy.
Haggerty,
Yes,
who's
legend.
who's about to retire
Yep.
in the golf business
Yep.
from Seven
Amazing
Oaks.
dude. Yes.
Me, Mike Corwin, who was in the golf biz for a long time,
Yeah.
and Bill Horn, who moved back to Tennessee and was running a 36-hole resort for
Okay.
a while, but
Nice.
still in golf. But what
You
a
guys still
squad!
keep in touch at all?
Billy, not as much. Mike, not as much. But Joe and Dave.
You never know.
And
Something like this
we
podcast
see-
could maybe reach out to him.
Oh
one
yeah,
day,
there you
know?
go. There you go. But yeah, good stuff. But Jack Frost started BC Golf. Jack Frost football. Well, he was the BC football coach, and he was a golfer, and he started it. So, guys,
Did you know
I'm
that, Scotty?
thinking.
I
I
didn't
did
know
not
that.
know
I
that.
didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I'm thinking because he was like 86, and he would walk with us when I played, as a teenager when I was on the team,
Yeah.
and he would still come up. He'd play 9. He wouldn't play all 18. But a little guy, he's a legend. Jack
Yes.
Frost football.
Absolutely.
Jack Frost.
That's-
Jack Frost was the
everyone knows-
BC football coach.
Everyone knows that.
And so I'm thinking we're creeping up on a 90-year program for BC golf.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Is what I'm
crazy.
thinking.
Yeah. 60
Right?
something is probably when it, yep.
Yeah.
Wow, man,
You
that's
know,
incredible.
Yeah. So
Had no clue at the time, but we just
30s,
worked
I
our
think.
freaking tail off. I mean, your wrestling background had to help us with our
yeah,
work
probably,
ethic.
probably so. Yeah.
Man, you
just-
had us pumped up. I
Yeah.
remember getting in that van and just we would speaking of
Coming
the
out
van,
there,
oh my
oh,
gosh.
Lord.
So
Okay, here we
but
go.
get
Here we
closer,
go, van
we
trips.
get closer to the freaking golf course and the music would turn off.
Yep. That's right.
And then you'd be, all right, boys, here we go. We're getting ready. We all right. This is not a good. It's just golf. It's just golf now.
I got your numbers
But
right here. This is
you
all
had-
you got to
yeah.
do.
You had us so mentally ready by then. We were ready to kick some ass.
That's
And
right.
as a wrestler or a boxer or a fighter going into it, and I had that mindset when I stepped on that first tee, like I'm gonna
That's
whip all
right.
your asses.
Mhm.
That's it.
And golf or outside of golf, and
Right.
I had that mentality. A
Hey.
lot to your training.
It's still competition, and you got to take it on any way you can. It's trust me, looking guys in the eye wasn't something I would do.
Right.
I don't want to look you in the eye. I might punch you.
Yeah.
So I shake their hand. That's about the only look they got from me, right? And so that's sort of you guys too. That's how that worked. That was fun, magical times. So, hey, it was some of the best times of my life.
That's awesome to
I mean,
hear.
yeah,
Because it definitely
you guys-
was ours.
It was a
obviously.
treat. I got to work with the brand new models. You guys were the latest models out. You just turning 18. You're just becoming adults.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's like I got to test drive brand new Corvettes every season.
Yes.
You guys are hot rods.
Man, so speaking of those freaking van rides,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
So
here we go.
we're Cookie's playing classic rock music, and I brought my little mixtape I made, a little CD, and I slip it in there, and it's Ice Cube, it's some rap mix, right?
Oh.
And he's like, turn that shit off. And then, so I did. I was like, oh man, everyone's bummed out. And the next morning, he's like, hey, Mikey, put that CD back in.
There
Yeah.
we go.
This is how I recall it, at
Yeah.
least. And then he started learning the words. And next thing you know, I'm done with my round, and I hear him rapping to the other coaches, Ice Cube. And now we do tournament scrambles, and he's a freaking musician up there rap artist to have his own freaking concert.
You guys were terrible to me. I my classic rock radio channel, in the van. Because, there were 7 of us in this van with all our stinky golf shoes and golf bags. I mean, we had to sit 3 a seat, some of us, on those bench seats. And I remember Vallejo bringing his pillow every trip.
Yeah.
He'd bring his pillow every trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I remember you touch my classic rock channel and, dude, I'll bench you.
Yes.
Right. And then a little longer, hey, okay, you guys can listen to that channel. And pretty soon, Mike was bringing his mixtapes or CDs. And then pretty soon, because the van had a CD player in it. Hey, did you bring your CDs?
Yeah.
And then pretty soon I've learned a few songs, right?
Yes. Let's see. You got to hear one, man. Let's hear some Ice Cube, baby.
Ice Cube, we gotta keep that one clean. Let's see. Let's a clean one.
No.
Oh, no? We're okay?
Let's go.
Look at you, girl. Light brown, ass round. Feel like a chasing down a rebound. Just bouncing like a basketball. If you had no ass at all. Sorry, girl, but you won't make the casting call. Now, skinny bitches need to find that nutritious. The shit that makes your ass so thick and delicious. Is it the food? Is it the water that makes mom... Oh, shoot. It's been a while.
It's close. That was
Makes-
good, man.
Makes you want to show what Mama taught you. Come here. Yeah, anyway, that's
Let me
enough.
whisper in
your
your
ear. Tell you all that bullshit that you want to hear. You probably hate my fucking guts in a year. But right about now, you like it style.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm doing better when I've been drinking, Mike.
Okay, I know, man. But okay, we gotta hear one more. Some too short.
Oh, wait.
There she go.
Oh.
There she
Look
goes.
at, okay.
son.
Oh, yeah. There she is. There she go. There she go, slide down the pole. It's daddy's little girl, but he don't know. Because if he do, she'll be in trouble. But if he don't, her money double.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, you know, my
Imagine.
daughter, you guys made, who was it? Josh? After you guys, Josh, he was a kid from
Barnes?
Josh
Yeah.
Barnes made some CD, that you guys, it got fed off you guys, right?
Right, yeah.
And so here comes some huge mixed CDs, right? And you know who ended up with those? My daughter.
Oh, no.
My daughter still has them, right? She still breaks them out once in a while.
Oh my goodness.
You know, she's 31 now, so she was a little younger than you guys, but she was the same age as some of the
Yes.
team, right? Yeah.
Man, so van trips. I called everyone last night, like
Oh,
I said,
Lord.
and I say, hey, what's your best story about Cook? So Vallejo was the first one I called. You know, we've been best friends, since high school. And he said, well, I wasn't there. So he's telling me the story. He's like, man, someone was running late. We're meeting at BC and we're running freaking late. So Larry Cook's already freaking upset and tight and pissed off. And so we're going up to Valencia. We stopped by Carl's Jr. And he's already frustrated, and it's taking about a half hour for the freaking food. And his burrito is the last freaking piece of food that's
Waiting
coming
on
out.
mine.
So you're wearing a white shirt and khakis.
Right.
And he opens his burrito, and it falls all over him. And he says, wrapping burrito sons of bitches?
Burrito wrapping SOBs. That was it. For some reason, that stuck. You guys got a kick out of that. Well, you still do.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Jeez, you guys love seeing me pissed, right?
Yes.
As long as it wasn't pissed at you, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's funny.
He said another great story is we all partied, went out to this was a guy's trip. We went out to the bar, and it was about 3:00. We went to bed, and we had a tea time at 7. And you came banging on the window to wake us up in your underwear with a backwood.
Oh yeah.
Let's go, boys.
Come on.
It's time to tee it up.
Let's get it. There you go. Well, something that you guys probably remember now, it's ironic that it was actually Santa Maria Country Club that got us to state.
Yep.
Okay. So I would throw a kickoff tournament. You guys remember that. We'd
Mhm.
play Seven Oaks and BCC, wasn't it?
Yep.
And it was a big event. We'd get, close to 20 teams, I think. And it was a fundraiser for us.
Yep.
So the golf courses gave us a deal so I could get more teams. They didn't charge that much,
Mhm.
but it was worth it to all the teams to come for the cost. And plus it was a great competition to kick off the season.
Oh yeah.
And so Mike Denny was the coach at Allen Hancock.
We've been to his house for dinner and stuff.
Right. Well, he had the bar,
Yeah, it's a
Elmer's,
great house. Great
and then he
house.
had the office, the
Yes.
restaurant, right?
Mhm.
And so we would stop in there, right? But he never comped us, by the way.
Yeah.
But,
Really?
no.
Jeez.
Well, yeah. Well, I brought in a herd. You know, the bill would have been something crazy. But so I would comp him for the event, and he would, because he was a member at Santa Maria Country Club, along with being the coach. And that was their home track.
Mhm.
And so I would comp him the event for the team is to get us a practice round at Santa Maria Country Club.
Mhm.
So this was, over there was Jocko's. You guys remember
remember
Jocko's?
this.
How can you forget
man.
Jocko's, right?
Yes, you can't
So-
forget it.
So they serve up this 20-ounce filet mignon. Is just a filet mignon. You could get a big one for 28 ounces.
Yeah,
It's huge.
ribeyes too. Oh,
it's
man.
it's everyone that locally knows of Jocko's.
Yep.
So we would we'd drive over, play the practice round, go to Jocko's, and we stayed at this cheap the Rose Garden, this cheap motel, but we could afford it. We only had to pay for the motel really, and you guys got money to eat on,
Mhm.
but I had you bring extra so we could go to Jocko's,
Yeah.
right? And anyway, we would play that practice round, and we were having a good time because you guys were out.
Yep.
And so, once I don't know what went on a lot of times because my door got shut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But those are your stories, okay?
Yeah.
But anyway, we would play that event. I mean, every year we would finish dead last the next day in the tournament.
Yep.
Mhm.
It was terrible. I
Yeah.
go.
It was a
we
bad
can't-
recipe, man.
It was a bad
Yeah.
recipe. So it was probably them staying up all night because they're not at home. They're away
Mhm.
and all the other things. But I never did cancel that. And then, but it was our worst tournament of the year every year. And it was the
Yes.
only one we had a practice round on. It was so ironic, but I guess it wasn't because you guys, got to stay a night.
Yeah,
You were not
Well, we
home
went-
the night
The
before.
end of the story is we went to state, so
Yeah,
all this
but the
doesn't
end of the
matter.
story is we made it to state on Santa Maria Country Club.
Yeah.
So Cookie, when we walked out of Jocko's, okay, what happened next?
Yes.
What would
Oh,
you?
wow, let's
which
go.
one?
What
Which
would you
one?
do?
Oh Lord!
Okay.
Well, we
Okay.
saw another legendary moment that I've actually tried having some beers, trying to pee over a
Well,
fence.
Well,
This guy right here can.
Well, we would, we were young guys, and when all the guys would, when I was young, your age at the
Yep.
time, we would, do foolish stuff, right? And so.
So
Well, how
Are you not
high
proud
could
of
you,
this?
Yeah.
how
I would
high
be
could
so
you
proud.
pee up the
Yeah.
side of a building, right? Like if it was brick, it would show, right? So, I was always pretty good. I was always pretty good at it, right?
You could put out a
Pee-
fire in a 4-story building.
So I could pee over the fence, and things like that. So, we came out of there pretty fired up
Well,
one time.
let's just go ahead and
And
say you
I-
peed over a van.
Yeah. So I think I called it though. I'll pee over this damn van. Try it. Go ahead. Try it. I did.
Yeah,
I did.
You did. You peed over a van, and then ever since then, I was like, pee over that, pee over that.
who would you toss the keys to?
Oh, Labarre.
Yes,
Yeah.
Labarre was always.
Yeah, because
So we'd
he
walk
was
out
focused.
of that. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
That was my non-party year.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would walk out of there, or we would walk out of there, and
And
you would go,
Scotty
Labarre, here's the keys.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
And
That's
then we'd
right.
get out, and then we wouldn't jump in the van right away because
Yeah.
Cookie had to smoke break. He had a smoke break.
Back
So
later.
Yeah,
no,
I
it was
smoked. Yeah.
cloves.
Right,
It was
cloves.
cloves.
Well, I started smoking all that crazy stuff, trying to quit smoking.
Yeah.
Right? I know it sounds crazy, but there was, have you guys ever smoked a backwood or a clove?
Yeah.
They're nasty.
Yeah.
with a dip in your mouth.
With a dip. Yeah. There
Well,
you go.
so we'd get outside and he'd throw me the keys and we'd all so we'd have to wait for him to smoke. So we would tell stories, whatever. But I just remember he would have the clove in his mouth and he'd be telling a story and the clove would dry to his lip. And so he would tell his story and he would just be talking with the clove just dangling from his lip for like 10 minutes. And I'm just watching. I'm like, is that thing going to drop?
Yes.
No, that thing is dried to his lip and
Yes.
he just keeps going. And my favorite was the way he would grab it. So he would never grab it like your standard kind of index finger and middle finger. He would grab it with all 5 fingers. So he would talk to you and it'd be in his lip and he would grab it like this with all 5 fingers and just take a drag. And I just remember thinking, man, this guy looks pretty fucking cool with a clove in his
Do we
mouth.
know we never
smoking
meet a
it.
man like this the rest of our life?
Oh, man.
But I always got the keys tossed to me.
Well,
Yeah.
we
I
didn't-
could always count on
We
LeVar.
didn't always go back to the hotel either. We're like, hey, we're all around 21. We're 21 years old.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, let's stop and grab another beer.
Yeah.
Or grab a beer. And so I learned some good one-liners from Larry Cook.
Oh, yeah.
He said, one of my favorites, this is for me, is, I'm going to pull me a 9 tonight, boys. 3 threes. So
Oh.
I called Justin Pitts last night, and he says, this quote, "You haven't lived until you had 2 girls that combined your age is still young, or combined age is still younger than you." And you were 45.
Yeah. Well, my dad told me a long time ago that, son, they own it, you don't. So it'll never be your call. So it was their call for that to happen. I mean, let's keep it factual. Right?
Every trip we went on, there was not one safe woman in sight. It was, remember, every waitress every restaurant we went to, every waitress, I was like, oh, it's over, dude.
Yeah.
Cookie's going to make us so uncomfortable right now because he's going to hit on this gal for the next hour. And then we got to sit through this.
Yeah.
Well, and then who was the coach? Which team had the female coach?
Oh yeah, Mount Sac.
Mount Sac.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was like her
sweet
first
on
year.
her.
She was she was from
She
like
didn't have a
Oregon.
chance.
He didn't have a chance.
Right.
Every time we looked around, I'm like, oh, there's Cookie with the Mount Sac coach.
Yeah.
Every turn, every tournament. Oh, Cookie's flirting with the Mount Sac coach again.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well,
That was a good. She was a good sport.
Well, everything worked out great, and we got home safe. And thank you, Labarre. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
That's what
yeah.
I was there for.
Yeah,
That's right.
everybody needs to give Scotty a nod.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I had a hat
Yeah.
on, I'd tip it to you right
Tip the
now.
caddy there. Tip the caddy.
So I called Kyle Neal, and we had a big time period where we were hanging out with the Condors.
Oh,
And one
Lord.
of it, for some reason, I was like, "What's the first memory?" He pops up in your head. And he says, "Well, we're with the Condors, and this guy was giving us problems, and Larry Cook goes up and bitch slaps his 6'4" guy right in front of the Condors team." And red pepper.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. He was making fun of me rapping.
Oh,
Yeah, look at who's that old man rapping. What'd you say? And he turned to me, and I got him before he. Hey, wait! I didn't want any trouble.
Like I said,
Yeah,
legend,
well,
folks.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it was one of those. Yeah.
And
Lord.
then he said you guys shot 9 under par in a 2-man scramble the other day.
Oh
So-
yeah, we missed a putt on the last hole.
Oh,
I choked.
4-footer.
But,
Yeah. How'd you shoot 9 under? We missed a short putt on the last hole.
You always remember the one that got away, right?
Absolutely.
Where was it at?
But North Kern, yeah, we
Man.
tied for the win,
Man,
right?
North Kern. Gosh, I have a memory that just popped up in my head. You were trying to show me how to hit a low wedge shot from 100 yards. And it just, those moments where you're trying to teach somebody and it works out. Well, you hit this shot and a divot landed on top of your head. And then you hit another one and another divot landed straight on top of your head again. And you said, that's how you do it, Mikey.
That's how you do it, Mikey. There you go. I don't think another divot has ever landed on my head before or
that's
after.
incredible.
Back to back. Think about it, right? Oh, that is good. That is
That's
good.
great.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Those are some stories, right? Well, I'm the proudest, obviously proud of you guys playing for me, but the fact that, Mikey, you went on and played and got your degree.
Right, yeah.
You went into it, played for Cal State Bakersfield for Dave Barber and got your degree.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty, you went on and played for Masters
Yep.
and got your degree.
Not quite.
Oh,
but that's
not
okay.
quite. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Well,
I
it's
finished
my
a degree-
story.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's
Yeah.
my
I'm
story.
I'm letting you tell the story.
There you go.
I finished a
But-
degree in the golf business.
There you
Let's
go.
let's
That's
go with
right.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. This year, just last year,
Yep, that's right.
recently, Scotty just got his Class A
Correct.
PGA card.
Yep.
So he's an official head pro, right? And so he's going to pick up, maybe start giving lessons out at Kern River, get a program going out
So
there.
if anybody needs lessons, hit up Kern River.
Yeah.
I'll be
That's
there.
right. So
Scotty Labarre,
yeah.
IS.
There you go.
100%.
Yeah.
This guy would be amazing. He's a great human being. and-
That's where I'm sending all mine.
That's right.
Because I'm retired.
yeah.
Hey, I still get hit
Cookie
up
just
a
plays
bunch.
golf every day.
I play golf every day.
That's
I get
right,
to
man.
play golf, right? My golf game went to crap coaching you guys.
Mhm.
Man.
I didn't, I'd go out there, but it got worse every year. My golf game literally got worse every year, but I didn't care. You guys will see it as your kids get older or whatever. And, there's a coaching mentality and there's a playing mentality. And I don't think the two mix.
No.
Right,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It didn't mix well for me. but you know, it was all about you guys. So, you know, matter of fact, one of my things, you guys all know this, right? It started out, okay, part of the rule book is no worse than par on the par on the first 3 holes.
That's right.
For me, because you guys were warming up and getting ready. I was in there, you know, selling soap to the head pro so we can come back next week.
Sometimes it was the 4th hole too.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. And so, is what, you know, the rules change. I got to make the rules, right?
That's right.
So I go out there and, you know, so I'm cold. I walk straight out to the first tee and hit it. And, you know, it could go anywhere. And so once in a while, it'd go down the fairway. I'm knocking on the green, make the putt. Wait a minute. Okay, I got to amend that rule. No worse than par on the first 3. Because it was par on the first 3. Yes. Then I birdied one. And I go, wait. Wait, that birdie counts, right? Yeah. So that you guys all knew that rule, right? Coaches.
Oh, yeah.
Coaches rule. Coach's par.
Yeah,
coach's par. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to say, you know, I heard that you had been diagnosed with cancer, and you know, it was pretty bad, kidney, right? And I was like, I got to go play with him because I heard you're still playing golf. I was like, like I said, freaking legend. So I went and played with you. We go tee it up on number 1 at BCC. You remember there?
Yeah.
And on the first hole, I'm like, you know, we're usually laughing and giggling, which we still were. But I was like, you know, how you feeling? He's like, man, you know what? These fringes are looking terrible. And you know what? These guys over here are playing tennis and they're freaking loud. And the fairways need to be cut. And the greens are not as good as they should be. And I was like, of all the things you're dealing with, you still focus on the course. You know?
Sounds like
pick up your game.
Hey, you sound like a country club member.
That's right.
I was used to join the board.
Hey, I adjusted quick. You know, I was just, thanks. I get to play Bakersfield Country Club today. Oh man, you guys, you tuck in your shirts. Come on, man.
Yes.
You know, hey, it's still better than North Kern. I don't care if they're punched or whatever. Now I'm a member. Hey, look at these fringes. Now, come on, man. You guys got it. Look at this garbage can is full. Well, don't they? Look, hey, golly, man. Look at these members, man. They don't even care.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm terrible. I adjusted quick. But yeah, I'm, Mike, you know, I'm going through it. You know, I guess no one, you know, it pops up on you, you know, August of 19, you know, I found out I had cancer. I had a tough surgery in October. They took out part of my kidney with a tumor, and it was a rough surgery. It was, I was in the hospital 5 weeks longer than I was supposed to be. I got septic, right? So they made a little hiccup in the surgery, and that was a brutal thing to recover from. And then January of last year, you know, Christmas Eve, I was taken to the hospital in an ambulance, and spent COVID Christmas in the hospital, you know, and was told my cancer had come back. So I'm a little emotional right now. You making me
good. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all right. Hey, I haven't thought about all this in a while.
Yeah. Well, thank your daughter too. Your daughter kept us all updated.
Yeah. Lauren's the best.
Thank
you know.
Lauren.
Yeah. Anyway, the surgery was much more extensive than they thought. So they removed my kidney, they removed my spleen, they removed a bunch of my upper colon. And the surgery started on Tuesday, and they were about to lose me. And so I thought I would be getting out, you know, just taking the kidney, and I'd be out. They even had me book a room. I was going to be released because of COVID, but to stay near the hospital for 24 hours in case, you know, something, you know, I started bleeding or something, I could get back to the emergency, but they wanted me out of the hospital. Well, the surgery, they couldn't get the tumor out. It was so big and so many blood vessels, I started bleeding out on them. And so they quit the surgery to keep me alive. And they gave me stuff to up my blood pressure. And 5 surgeons came back on Friday. So I was ventilated and sedated from Tuesday to Friday. And 5 surgeons put me back together. I woke up Friday night and they asked me, hey, what day is it? I go, it's Tuesday. And no, it's not Tuesday. You want to bet a lot of money? It's Tuesday. You guys bumped your head, right? Right. And the dope I was on, I didn't care which day it was. I was so high, the walls were moving on me. I was talking to my doctor. I couldn't believe, the point I'm making is they got some real good dope in the hospital. Okay? I've never paid. I've never found that in Oildale.
Well, I talked to the doctor. The doctor and nurses told me that you never left the bed to go pee. You could just pee from your bed all the way to the toilet.
Oh, Lord.
What a great gift.
There you go. Well, I knew it'd come in handy someday. But yeah, so the treatment's been going on. They gave me 15 months, last January, and that would be next month.
That's right.
They changed my treatment about 4 months ago. Long story, but sort of isolated. I have a rare part of my cancer is, part of my cancer is rare, and we changed the treatment in, global response. So every tumor in my body is responding. So, I've got a ton of energy, and there isn't any way you're gonna lose me next month.
The legend continues.
The legend continues. That's right. So as I always said to you guys, and you've probably all heard this a million times, I'm just trying to maintain form.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
That was my line to you guys. Hey, maintain form, man.
Mhm.
You guys here, you just got to shoot the numbers you've been shooting all year.
That's
maintain form. That was probably my best one-liner. For what I think 11 years I coached up there.
Yeah.
Man, the splitting hairs, the proofs in the pudding, or
That's
something.
right.
5 threes a day keeps the doctor
That's
away.
right. That's
Remember that
right.
one?
There you go. Yeah, the river.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, your dad was there. That's it. That's
Yeah.
why I remembered it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
just bring up your dad, tell the story. He's called the seventh man,
The
right?
seventh
Yeah.
man.
He used to
Seventh
follow us
man.
in every tournament, walking
Right.
around. Oh man, we loved having him. He's a
Oh,
good luck
yeah.
charm too, obviously that year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
you know,
very special, man.
That's right. And the thing about it is some parents, my dad did the same thing is, I'd play in all these events, and then, I was out there by myself, and then the big events, my dad would show up. Dad, get out of here.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
bugging me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the wonderful thing about Scott's dad is he would come every event. So when we welcomed him to the big ones.
Mhm.
Yes, where's
Right?
he at? Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we were looking for him. He was our seventh man.
that's right.
And so, it was great because some parents would come and it didn't do anybody any favors.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike, Scott's dad, was the total opposite. I mean, we were looking for him
Yeah.
at the events,
Exactly.
right? Keep him alive out there, coach.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
There you go. Yeah, so
Yeah.
thank you, Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool.
I had
Yeah.
a funny story the other day. This guy, he made a big mistake. He comes to we're playing Sundale. He shows up and says, "Man, I've been playing good. I think I got it all figured out."
Oh, Lord.
And I used to,
man.
Double the units.
I was like, this
Double the
guy,
units, that's right.
this guy is gonna shoot the worst round of his
Yeah.
life.
Yep.
Double the units. I
And
love
so
it.
I used to tell Kid Cook here just as a joke, "Hey, I got it all figured out, Coach." He's like-
Yeah,
You knew a high
I think
round
you
was
did,
coming.
Yeah, you knew it. You knew it. Yeah, that just break the ice right there, right?
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
Cook, man, I'm so happy to have you, on this. When I heard you only had a year, and then
Yeah.
now you have a blessing, have
Yeah.
4+ years left.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully 20.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
we
that's
love
right.
you. You're a legend,
That's
and
right.
you're always be a part of my heart, and I'm sure Scotty's too. And
Yep.
just really appreciate you being here, brother.
Hey, boys, as much as you ever thought that was special to you, it was that much special to me. So I love you guys,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, usually
it touches me, right at the core of my heart. So
It's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
You'll always be a big part of my life, and you're still ingrained in my work ethic and who I am today. So thank you.
well, good. So like I said, maintain form, boys.
That's right.
That's right.
Everything we do.
We usually end the podcast. Podcast end like where can we find you? Where can we follow you? We'll just go up to BCC.
No, there you go.
Every day.
You'll
Yeah,
hear
I'm there every
the
day.
guy complaining.
Yeah, it's the one.
9
It's the
o'clock.
one that's picking up the trash that some member left out, right? Yeah, but hey, just to give heads up though, that's where I am because I'm retired officially, and but Scott Labarre, Kern River Golf Course,
Absolutely.
for all your golf lessons.
Yes.
Okay.
When
Yep.
do you
Your
start there?
juniors, bring your juniors because if you're gonna call me, I'm sending you to Scott.
Yeah, it's brand new. It's only been a few weeks. So,
Dude.
but yeah, if you go to my Instagram, it's just Scott Labarre. There's a link on there. You can select the link and it's my calendar and you can book a lesson right there, man.
That is
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to do a really good job. I know that. I might get a lesson from you too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I might. Do you do group lessons? Me and Mike and I, you know? Yeah.
Let's do
That's
a
it.
little alumni
Let's do
discount.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
there
right.
you go.
Right on. Well,
Absolutely.
Go Renegades, huh?
That's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
That's right.
All right, boys. It's been fun. It's been
Yay.
a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
Yeah, Mikey, this has
Yes.
been great, man.
Good luck
with
to you with
man.
this. Good
Absolutely.
luck to you.
Thank you.
We'll come back in a year and see how it's going.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a
There
great
you
idea.
go. Yeah.
Let's do it.
We'll have an annual sitting. All right.
That's right.
All right, boys.
Yeah.
Love it.
Sounds good. Thank
Cool.
you.
Thanks,
All right,
Mikey.
Mike.